On Monday, the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, announced around 4:30 p.m. on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, that he would be implementing a package of around $1.3 billion to help secure the U.S.'s northern border with Canada and to stop the flow of fentanyl into the United States of America through the northern border with Canada. Now, this is a good thing. I don't want fentanyl in the United States of America. But why did he do this? Justin Trudeau did this because Donald Trump threatened to levy a 25% tariff on Canada if they did not help the United States secure its northern border. And Donald Trump agreed to pause the tariffs in both Mexico and Canada if they would agree to help secure both the northern and southern borders. Now, I'm not saying that Justin Trudeau was doing this because he cares about the United States of America. Hell, just look into his record. The man is a socialist and doesn't care about the people of Canada. So why would we think that he cares about the people of the United States if he does not care about the people of his own country? And my heart goes out to the good Canadians, the Canadians who love liberty and are very conservative and limited government. I do not believe that tariffs are good economic policy. I've told you in the past, if you've watched any of my previous YouTube videos, tariffs are a tax on imported goods. So when we say that we're going to implement a 25% tariff on a foreign country, what that means is that all the goods that are imported from Canada, in this case, would have a 25% tax levied on them. So where do you think that the creator of the product is going to make up that money? Well, they're going to make up for it by raising the prices, which means that it's going to cost more for the consumer when they're spending their money on a product. Tariffs are not good economic policy. They make goods and services more expensive for the average consumer. So I don't like it, and I don't like this back and forth of, oh, if you put a tariff on us, we're going to put a tariff on you. All that's doing is hurting the consumer on both sides. But what I will say, and this is not a defense of Donald Trump levying tariffs, I do appreciate the fact that we have someone whose heart is pure and who I believe is trying to do the best thing that he believes is in the best interest of the United States of America. But I don't think that this is the right way to go. But I do understand using it as a bargaining chip to get what you want out of a trade deal. I just don't think it's the best way to go about it. But as of right now, we can see that certain things are paying off. Because what is Canada doing now? They're implementing this package to help secure the northern border. And that is good, because I don't want to see fentanyl imported to either Canada or Mexico. And I certainly don't want to see it coming to the United States through either side of the border. But we can also look at other things. We can look at decriminalizing drugs, ending the war on drugs, which is a different subject entirely. But I believe ending the war on drugs would be a positive step in the right direction. If you want to stop the flow of fentanyl and all other illicit drugs in this country, you end the incentive. So you end the war on drugs and stop criminalizing people for using drugs. Now, I don't think using drugs would be a good thing, but you focus on treatment, not criminalizing individuals for bad behavior. That is how you do it. You end the incentive. But I understand what Trump is trying to do here. Even though We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We don't know what deal he is trying to articulate with all these other countries. But when he tries to implement tariffs on other countries, it does mean that the price is going to go up on imported goods for average Americans. And I do not like that. The only way that I would be okay with tariffs would be if you end the income tax, abolishing the 16th Amendment. But Trump can't do that alone. No president can. That has to go through Congress. The House and the Senate would have to pass that, which would be a wonderful idea because the income tax was not in the Founding Fathers' original vision for this country. And it is wrong and it is immoral. Unlike tariffs, which I believe are just bad economic policy, the income tax is not just bad economic policy, which robs you. Taxation is theft. And it's extorting you and punishing you for being economically successful. So the 16th Amendment needs to be abolished. But tariffs, I don't believe, are immoral. They're just bad. But I appreciate that Donald Trump is trying to do the right thing. And as I said, even as someone who does not like protectionist trade policies, I'm all for free trade. That is something that we should be supporting. But even as someone who does not like protectionist trade policies, I can appreciate that his heart is in the right place. And I do believe that he's trying to do what he believes is the best thing for America. If you don't believe me, Donald Trump has been saying this for quite some time. I have a little bit of footage to play for you that is around 13 years old, in which he articulated the same point, that it is not the tariffs, but the messenger. I want you to watch this.
And somebody said, well, what would you do? What can you do? So easy. I drop a 25% tax on China. And I said to somebody that it's really the messenger. The messenger is important. I could have one man say, we're going to tax you 25%. And I could say another, listen, you motherfuckers, we're going to tax you 25%. And
pardon the rough language there, but that's Trump. But as you can see, I believe Donald Trump is being consistent here. He said that for a long time. And he believes that he is doing the right thing for America. I just don't believe this is the right way to go about it, because tariffs make prices go up for the consumer. And I am a radical free trade person. I would only be okay with it if they abolish the 16th Amendment, as I told you. So let's hope that Donald Trump can put pressure on Congress, and that people like Thomas Massey, who has suggested abolishing the income tax, would put pressure on Congress, and good people like Rand Paul and Mike Lee in the Senate would advocate for this in the Senate, because it would have to go through the House and the Senate, and that Donald Trump did promise, as I've told you in a previous video, which I will link in the description of this, that he would be in favor of abolishing the income tax. Now, this would be a good idea. And this would be the only way that I would truly be okay with tariffs. But I am telling you that I believe Donald Trump is trying to do what he believes is best for America. And we don't know what kind of deal he is trying to articulate behind closed doors. So I'm not taking up for tariffs, but I will say that it's nice to see someone who is trying to do what he believes is the right thing for America. I just hate it as a consumer that prices are going to go up, and that this is not good for us or for our trade partners. So I want to say that I am sorry to the good people of Canada for your horrible, horrible Prime Minister. And I am sorry that this has to happen. But as an America First person, I believe that we have to look out for America first. And I believe the way to do that is to articulate policies which would advocate for free trade. And so this is just a point of disagreement that I have with the president. But I do think that he's trying to do the right thing. And let's see if we can get that income tax abolished, because that would truly mean freedom for you and me as the average American. This is not what the founders envisioned when they put America together. This is unconstitutional through its original design, and it should not be supported. So I would wholeheartedly support Donald Trump if he can put pressure on Congress to abolish the 16th Amendment. And I do appreciate what he's trying to do. This is just a point of major disagreement as someone who loves free trade and realizes that free trade is good for us as the consumer and for our trade partners. If you agree with me and you appreciate this content, do me a favor. Please like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel for more content.